You know that feeling, right? The one that hits you right before a huge presentation or a big game, or maybe just stepping on stage? That racing heart, the sweaty palms? Yeah, that's performance anxiety. But what if I told you it's not a weakness? What if it's actually a power source you just haven't learned how to plug into yet? Let's dive in.
So, let's get right to the heart of it. The question that I think we all ask ourselves in those moments. Is feeling this way, is it a character flaw? Is there something wrong with me because I can't just keep it together when it really counts?
The answer? Absolutely not. It's actually the complete opposite. See, performance anxiety isn't some bug in your system, it's a feature. It's this ancient, incredibly powerful survival tool that your brain is firing up because, on a very deep level, it's trying to protect you. To really get a handle on this feeling, first, we've got to understand where it's coming from. And, spoiler alert, this has nothing to do with your personality. This is all about your biology. We're about to look at your brain's ancient wiring for survival. Okay, so here's the official breakdown. Performance anxiety is just your brain's protective alarm system going off because it senses a high-stakes threat. And you have to remember, to your brain's ancient wiring, there really isn't much difference between a saber-toothed tiger and a boardroom full of executives. The response is pretty much the same, and its goal is always to keep you safe, not to make you fail. You know, a really good way to picture this is to think of your anxiety response as a super-sensitive smoke detector. It's amazing at detecting an actual fire, right? But sometimes it goes off just from a little bit of steam from the shower. The system is working perfectly, it's just a little extra in our modern world. And when that alarm starts blaring, it sets off this chain reaction in your body. Your breathing gets all shallow and fast, that's to pump oxygen to your muscles. And speaking of muscles, they all tense up, getting you ready to either fight or run away. And your brain? It switches from complex, creative thinking to pure survival mode, which is exactly why it can feel like your brain is full of fog. Every single symptom has a purpose. Now, if you've ever felt like you are the only person on the planet struggling with this, let's just go ahead and put that idea to bed for good. This is a totally universal human thing, and it plays out on the biggest stages in the entire world.
And I mean everyone, from the brand new hire giving their first little presentation, all the way up to world-class champions competing for gold medals. The pressure is real, and that biological response is the same for all of us. The only thing that's different is how we learn to work with it.
Just think about Simone Biles, who is, let's be honest, probably the greatest gymnast of all time. When she stepped back during the Olympics to focus on her mental health, she kicked off this huge global conversation. She showed all of us that recognizing this pressure isn't a sign of weakness, it's actually an act of incredible strength. And it's a similar story with tennis superstar Naomi Osaka. She's been so open about her own struggles with anxiety, and by setting boundaries and just speaking her truth, she has helped completely change the story for athletes, really driving home that your mental well-being is a non-negotiable part of being a top performer. Okay, so we get the what and we get the why. So now for the big one, the how. How do you actually regain control when that internal smoke detector is screaming at you? Well, let's build your toolkit. It really boils down to these 3 simple but super powerful steps that work directly against your body's alarm system. First, you take control of your breathing. Slow, deep exhales. This is like a biohack. It literally tells your nervous system, hey, we're safe. Second, you consciously release that muscle tension. Drop your shoulders, unclench your jaw. This sends a physical signal to your brain that the threat is gone. And finally, you have to interrupt that negative thought spiral by reframing your thoughts. And let me tell you, this third step, reframing your inner monologue, is a total game changer. It's all about actively swapping out a panic thought for a power thought. So instead of, I'm going to fail, you tell yourself, I am prepared for this. Instead of everyone is judging me, try, this energy right here can actually fuel me. You're not lying to yourself, you're just choosing to focus on a more empowering reality. You're turning panic into power. And all this brings us to the final and I think most important shift in your mindset. This is about changing your entire relationship with fear itself. Because here's the biggest secret. You're never going to get rid of that feeling completely. That internal alarm is hardwired into you for a reason. The real goal isn't to silence the alarm. It's to learn how to hear it, nod at it, and then perform anyway. It's about learning to dance with the fear, not run away from it. And I just want to leave you with this incredible thought from Nelson Mandela. He said, courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. It's not about being fearless. It's about feeling that fear, acknowledging that your brain is just trying to do its job, and then choosing to step forward anyway.
That is where you find your true power.